Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Dog Mom Knits podcast, episode 2. My name is Amanda, and you can find me on Instagram as Dog Mom Knits and on Ravelry as Dog Mom Knits 08. I live in coastal Virginia with my husband and our 3 dogs, Bandit, Copper, and Finley. And this is a knitting podcast. I will have links below to all of the shops that I talk about, to my Ravelry project page, and all the other show notes will be linked down below. So this is only my second podcast. I had a lot of nerves about posting my first podcast, but I'm just so grateful to everybody who watched, who commented, who just took a minute out of their day to spend some time with me. And I am really just touched and honored to be part of this knitting community. And so I just want to thank you guys so much. If you're a returning viewer, just know that watching that first podcast meant the world to me. And if you're a new viewer, welcome. We're just getting started around here. So it is Monday, January 31st. I am a teacher. I teach middle school English. And so I spent all day today with my kids, and they are amazing, and I love them. They are a true blessing, but they're tiring. And then I had a meeting after school, and then I came home, and I said, oh my gosh, am I really going to podcast today? 7 o'clock at night. And I was like, you know what? I am going to podcast today, because if I don't podcast today, I probably won't tomorrow. And I really want to get into a routine of podcasting every 2 weeks. So here we are. I apologize if the lighting isn't very good. As you can see, we're sitting in front of my fireplace in my living room, just sitting and chatting. And because it's night, our large sliding glass door that is right there isn't letting any light in. So I hope it's not too bad. I think next time I'm going to try to podcast on a Sunday afternoon. So hopefully I can get some of the afternoon light. So like I said, it's January 31st when I'm recording this. So I'm going to go through my goals that I had for January, which will be pretty much all of my finished objects. And then I'll talk about my works in progress and then some acquisitions, which... If you watched podcast number 1, you know I said I wasn't going to buy anything. But Amanda, how do you have acquisitions? You know, the pull was just too strong. That's all. We have some beautiful yarn dyers in our community, and I could not say no. And then some life stuff, and then that'll be it. So one of my goals for 2022 is to work down the pile. That's what this is right here that you can see. That is my pile of whips. I think there's 22 of them. It's probably more than that, if I'm being honest. But I want to pick out some of those languishing whips that are just sitting and that I want to use. Like, I want the finished product, and for whatever reason I put them in a project bag and put them in there, and then I walked away from them and I started all the new and shiny things and did not go back to my oldies but goodies. So the first languishing whip I pulled out of the pile, and I'm almost even a little embarrassed to show this one to you guys, because I mean, I can't not roll my eyes at myself when I talk about this project. But it is the beanie or slouchy hat, and the pattern is by the Knitting Expat. And it is knit in Cascade Sunseeker in the color pink. I knit the ribbing on size 4. I knit the hat on size 6, which I believe is what's called for in the pattern. I started this project on April 18th No, excuse me, April 8th of 2018. April 8th of 2018. And when I picked it up on January 20th of 2022 to finish it, I had, this is the embarrassing part, 5 rows. What? 5 rows. I had 5 rows to do, and then I thread the needle, pulled it shut like you do the top of a hat, and then I wove in the ends and I was done. It took me less than 20 minutes. Do you see why I'm rolling my eyes at myself with this one? It's crazy. Why was this sitting in a project bag for 4 years? Almost 4 years. I don't have a good answer for that. I wish I did. I wish I had a good reason for you guys for why this thing has been sitting in a project bag. I don't, but I wish I did. So, January 1st, Languishing whip, done. It's so cool. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there is, I don't know if it's stellina or there's gold sparkle thread all in the hat. Oh, it's catching it a little bit right there. It's really cool. I'm not a huge hat wearer. So I don't know if I intended this for someone or if I just knit it to knit it. I have no idea. But I think I'm going to keep it. And I think I'm going to wear it and enjoy it because it's really soft and it's pink. And it's done. Imagine that. You can finish a knitted garment and then accessory and then wear it. This is a novel concept. You guys. 5 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Done. It's crazy. I don't know. I wish I knew why I put it away. I wish I knew why 5 rows from the end. I didn't say why, like, let's finish the hat. No idea. April 8th, 2018 through January 20th, 2022. My first Languishing whip of 2022 is complete. And I love it. I love being able to reclaim a project bag and reclaim the space in my head that was reserved for the fact that I knew I had a hat that was almost done and I just hadn't finished it yet. So my second goal for 2022 is to start and finish a new cast on in every month. So for January, I knit the Multnomah Falls hat by Kay Hopkins. And I started it on January 1st and I finished it on January 21st. And if I am being like real talk, the reason I finished this hat in January was because the DPNs that I needed to finish my Multnomah Falls hat were still in this hat. Yeah. That's why I finished it. That's why I picked this one. Because I needed the DPNs. And I will insert a picture of the Multnomah Falls hat. It was knit in Cascade 220 Superwash in the color Space Needle. And I have already gifted that hat. I said on the last podcast, I was going to gift that hat to the student who was my teacher's assistant in first semester at my school. She was amazing and such a blessing to me. And I was so happy to be able to say thank you and gift that to her. She loves it. She is so excited to wear it. And yeah, it was just really special to me to be able to gift that to her. So I knitted on size 4 and 6 needles, and I knit the size medium. I was worried it would be too big for her, but she says it fits fine. So I'm very excited. My third goal for 2022 is that I will participate in and complete the 8th annual Desert Vista Dye Works knitting club. I forget exactly how the hashtag goes. But for January, I knit this is their carrot cake colorway. I'm an English teacher. Alliteration should not be hard. This is the carrot cake colorway. The pattern, I just used the vanilla socks on Magic Loop by the Crazy Sock Lady, which is my just go-to when I just want a pair of socks to go on the needles like really fast and not have to think about them. That's what I do. I knit these on a US 1.5. They are 64 stitches. I did 15 rounds for the cuff, 60 rounds for the leg. I did a heel flap and gusset, and then I did a 90 row foot, and you can see the stitch markers marking every 10 rows. And then my progress keeper, which is marking the start of my heel, which is from 3 by the Sea Designs. And so this is sock number 1. I started these on January 8th of this year. Come on, Amanda. Can you tell it's a Monday night and I taught today? Words. What are words? I'm an English teacher. What do I know? I don't know anything about words. So I started these on January 8th. Today is January 31st. I was hopeful. Did I bring the other one over here? Yep, there it is. I was really, really hoping that I would get the second one done yesterday, but I did not. I got all the way to the toe. So I just have to do the toe, which I am not worried about. I can get that done tonight before I go to bed and upload these and be really excited, because I was questioning there for a minute whether I was going to get these done. Because this past weekend ended up being a little more full of schoolwork than I was expecting. But I was able to just kind of buckle down, put my phone down, and power through some knitting yesterday. So again, I mark every 10 rows as the Crazy Sock Lady does. It's her idea. And I have another stitch marker from 3 by the Sea Designs, and it is a little teapot? Genie's lamp? I'm not 100% sure. And it's not going to focus. I'm so sorry, you guys. So yeah, I'm excited about that. Excited that one's like, I'm going to have a finished pair of socks, and that is living. I have decided that this bag, which is from The Guy Who Sews, and that is my amazingly talented husband. He is The Guy Who Sews on Etsy and Instagram. This is the Scaredy Cats socks. They're so cute. And this is going to be my Desert Vista Dye Works sock bag. I think I'm just going to keep my Desert Vista Dye Works socks in this for the rest of the year. Although I say that, and I'll probably change it in 2 months because I have so many project bags. And as I clean them out of all the projects, I'm going to want to use the ones that I forgot I had. So my January goals were to finish a Languishing whip, cast on and start something new, and participate in the Desert Vista Dye Works sock challenge, sock club. And my January checked all 3 boxes, which, looking back over January, I'm kind of surprised. I was like on like several of those projects, or the new cast on and the socks. I didn't think I was going to make it at one point, because January is super busy, was super busy. But I'm glad that, I was able to get everything done It's the 31st. I can just breathe and start my new month tomorrow and feel really good about the progress that I made in January. I have noticed that as things get hectic at school and in life in general, I'm finding myself more and more drawn to my knitting, wanting to sit down and knit. And I think that's helping. It's helping me not feel so overwhelmed and chaotic because, yeah, I'll talk about it in a little bit, but I'm rereading the Maggie Sefton series, the Knitting Mystery series, and Mimi, is that her name? I think that's her name. The one who owns the knitting store, the yarn store in the books. She says every once in a while that she needs to sit and knit on it, meaning like she's trying to figure something out and she needs to sit and just knit, and the meditative process of knitting. And I am really feeling that this month. The need to sit and knit at the end of a day, to just let my brain wrap itself around everything that happened during the day and just kind of breathe. And that has been a big blessing for me this month, and something that I am looking forward to continuing as we go into February. So for February, it's going to be some of the same goals. My first goal, the Languishing whip. I chose one that I am really, really excited to finish. It is in my project bag from So Crazy Crafter. And I have my Summer Sock Camp pins and my Sock Week pin from, these two are from the Crazy Sock Lady. And the shark is from 3 by the Sea Designs, because everything is. And I absolutely love this project bag. It's a little squirrel. She's got cute little glasses. She is knitting. This is like so fun. So fun fact about me, I love squirrels partially because my college mascot was the Fighting Squirrels. Woot woot. Shout out to Mary Baldwin. Yes, we are the Fighting Squirrels. It's amazing. And so ever since I went to college and I went to Mary Baldwin College in Stanton, Virginia, and like, I'm a squirrel girl. And so when I saw this bag, as soon as she did an update, I was like, purchase. Love it. So living in this bag, my Languishing whip for February is a pair of socks out of Rags Fiber Art. It's called Yellow Magic. And so this is it in the skein. Rags Fiber Art is a yarn store in or near Pittsburgh. This was part of the Steel Valley yarn crawl that my best friend and I did last summer together when we went to Pittsburgh. And I fell in love with that shop. I fell in love with the owner, who was also the dyer of this yarn. And I fell in love with this yarn. And this sock, y'all, is amazing. It is so bright and so beautiful. And I do not think there is any chance that my camera is going to pick up the bright, bright colors of this sock. I love it. So I picked this out to be my February Languishing whip, because I just smile every time I knit this sock. Every time I knit with this yarn, I smile because, sorry, runaway yarn ball. for a couple of reasons. One, I bought this yarn with my very best friend. She lives in Wisconsin. I live in coastal Virginia. We don't see each other maybe once a year, depending on COVID. And so the fact that I bought this yarn with her means it's already special to me. I loved Rags Fiber Arts, the yarn shop. Everybody there was so incredibly kind and very sweet, and they let us bring our dogs into the shop, and she had a little puppy that was in there, and it was just really cute. And it just was a sweet, sweet shop. And I have very fond memories of it. And so that's the other reason. The third reason is because I just love the colors. I wish the colors would be as bright on camera as they are in person, so that you guys could get an idea of just how beautiful this is. And so for all of those reasons, I picked these to be my February Languishing whip. And so I'm really excited to have these going again, to kind of bring them back from the whip abyss that is over here, so that I can work on them and smile a lot and think about my best friend. Yeah, so that's my Languishing whip. My new cast on, okay, so I'm just going to be straight up. I am cheating a little bit with my new cast on, and I'm going to go ahead and claim it because February is a short month. So I should be allowed to cheat just a little bit. So in January, I test knit this sock for Nitty Natty. This is the Sweetheart sock pattern. I used the Moonglow Yarn Co. sock set that the pattern was designed with that in mind, I guess. But in the pattern, she does give directions for doing it with this many contrasting colors, or if you just have 2 50-gram balls, you could do the same thing, and it looks beautiful in 2 50 grams. So I knit, for the test knit, we only had to knit one. So I knit one, blocked it, did not weave in all my ends. So officially it's not done, because if you watch podcast number 1, I am one of those people that does not consider it done until it's wearable. And so for me, this is not wearable yet. But so I knit the first one, and during the month of February, I am going to knit the second one. And so this is this is how I'm cheating a little bit, because I already have one basically done. I just have to weave in some ends, and then I'm going to knit the second one during the month of February. I wanted, when I originally signed up to do the test knit, I was like, well, we'll see how it goes with the color work, but maybe I could go ahead and get both of them done in the month of January. This sock was an epic labor of love. So in the pattern, Nitty Natty says, kind of be warned, color work. Some people knit color work really tight. And so she recommends in the pattern that you go up a needle size from what you normally knit with. So I knit most of my socks on US 1.5s. And so I knit the cuff on a US 1.5. And then I knit the leg on a US 2.5. And she recommends when you get done with this last colorwork chart, this purple down here for me, that you try the sock on. And I was like, okay, I can do this. I'm like constantly stretching it. I'm making sure my floats aren't too tight. Because I am a ridiculously tight knitter. Like if I knit a sweater, what? That's not a thing. I'm afraid of sweaters because I'm such a tight knitter. But if I knit something where gauge matters, I almost always have to go up 2 needle sizes. So if it says a 6, I'm usually on an 8 on a good day. Hey, I'm better than I used to be. When I started, if it said a 6, I was on like a 9 or a 10. Yeah. I'm working on not strangling my yarn. You know, I do not have to take out all of my stress on my yarn. I'm working on that. So I did the cuff on a 1.5 and I did the color work on a 2.5, and I got all the way down to here, 64 stitches. Nope. Couldn't get it over my heel. Okay. So I ripped it all out and I was like, okay, we're going to try again. And other people who were test knitting it were, you know, I put it in the test knit group and I was like, okay, this is what just happened. And Natalie was super helpful, Knitty Natty, the designer of the pattern, and the other testers were super helpful. And so I decided on the second time that I was going to just own the fact that I was a tight knitter. And so I knit the cuff on a size 2 and did the color work on a size 4. I knit a sock on a 4, y'all. And this is not DK weight socks. And I only did the pink, which I don't know if it's going to focus enough to show you guys that those are cute little hearts. But I only did the pink and then I tried it on. And it barely went over my heel. And I knew once I kept going, it wasn't going to work. So I ripped it out and I almost gave up. I seriously considered it. I was like, there's no way. I'm not doing this again. Like, how on earth what am I going to do? I remember looking at my husband, Sean, and going, what am I going to do? Am I really going to knit a sock on a 5? Like a size 5 needle? Who does that? Me, apparently. So I thought about it and I talked to some of the other testers and to Natalie. And what I decided to do was I did the cuff on a 2. I did the color work on a 4, but I cast on 72 stitches instead of 64 stitches. And it fits. It fits beautifully. So let me preface this again by saying I am an insanely tight knitter. So I was struggling because of that, not because of the pattern. The pattern is written beautifully. It is written for cuff down. It's written for toe up. She gives all kinds of suggestions. She has amazing tutorials for color work. It is an amazing pattern. If you want to try color work, I really, really, really recommend this pattern. Just when you get to the end of the color work, if you knit it cuff down, try your sock on. I'm so glad I tried this sock on and that I did not get all the way down the foot and realize that it wouldn't go over my heel. So, yeah. So that's the story of the sizing. But the story of this sock is still not done. No, it has more of a story to tell. So I got done with the color work and it fit and I was super excited. I was so excited it fit. And so I put it in the project bag and I put the project bag in my basket that's sitting right here next to me that I keep my podcasting stuff in. And I put the basket on the rocking chair that I'm sitting in. And I went to sleep and I went to work the next day and I come home. It's like 6 o'clock at night because it was a long day. And I walk into the dining room and all of my yarn for this sock is on the table in a jumbled mess. So I'll put the picture here. So Finley, our almost 1-year-old puppy, And Copper, our 7-ish, 8-year-old beagle, decided they were going to try and knit. And my husband, who legit needs to be sponsored for sainthood, took 8 hours of his life that he will never get back to untangle all of these mini skeins and this main skein. Yeah. It was in a project bag, in a basket, on a chair. I guess the 1-year-old puppy can jump now. And I need to start looking for things that have zippers that I can keep my project bags in so that Finley can stop pretending that she knows how to knit. Because she doesn't. She just makes a mess. So, this poor sock, this beautiful pattern, such an amazing story to tell. Who knew one sock could do all that talking? I should have looked at the time before I started talking about this sock, like this pattern, to see how long it would take me to tell you guys all of the craziness that is attached to that one project. Oh my goodness, you guys. Oh my goodness. And then, so my last goal for February is to knit my second pair of socks out of Desert Vista Dye Works for the 8th annual Desert Vista Dye Works Club. And so I picked, I do not have much Desert Vista Dye Works. I am collecting them, obviously accumulating them for this. And so I had 2 skeins to choose from, and I chose this one. It is called, let me see if I can get that to show up. I guess it would help if it was right side up. It's called Monet Impressionist Sunrise. Yes. Impressionist Sunrise. And I just thought the colors were so beautiful. And so, I mean, I love winter, but they just seem so bright and so springy to me that I decided that this was going to be my February socks. So tomorrow, February 1st, my husband will wind this up for me. I'm not allowed to wind my own yarn. I have a Swift. I have a ball winder. I also have an incredibly uncanny ability to knot yarn that is, by all other accounts, completely unknotable. And so he does it for me because he says I just make a mess of it. And I would love to be able to say, no, Sean, you're wrong. But he's not wrong. So my Desert Vista Dye Works socks, super excited. This is also one of my acquisitions for this month. I bought this on Ravelry. Somebody was destashing it. And so this was one of my acquisitions. So that segues nicely into my other acquisitions. Remember that whole I'm not buying yarn thing? Really? Really, Amanda? You're not buying yarn? All the jokes. So the first skein of yarn that I got this month was my January Yarnable box. So I guess technically this was in December, but it's my January box. So I'm going to call it January. It is a beautiful color blue with all of those amazing speckles in it. And I cannot wait to see what this knits up like. So good. And yeah, so this I want to cast on soon. I say that like I have nothing in this pile back here that needs my attention first. But I'm really, really excited about just that's such a beautiful, I mean, I love all of her yarn, don't get me wrong, but there's just something about that blue with all of those intense speckles that just is just speaking to me right now. My second acquisition, which I did not open, so hopefully this crinkling is not too loud, I needed to order needles from the Crazy Sock Lady. I thought I was going to need them for my colorwork socks because I was going to go up to a size 3. And then with how tight it was, I was like, no, I'm just going to use a 4. And I happen to have a 4 here. But the 3s were already on their way. And I was like, am I really just going to order like a set of needles and that's it? So from Kimber's Cozy Creations, and again, I bought this from the Crazy Sock Lady Co. This is called Crazy Sock Lady. And this is going to be my very first DK weight socks. And I love it. If I was a skein of yarn, I think this would be me. Just this beautiful purple with those beautiful pinks. And it's just gorgeous. So this is on her Tough DK base. It's a 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 100 grams, 245 yards. And like I said, this is going to be my first pair of DK weight socks. And I am really, really excited to kind of see what that trend is all about. See if I like them. I think I will. I don't know why I wouldn't. But I'm really excited to get these going and try those out. The next thing is not yarn. I was watching, I think it was Lindsay of Sock Witchery, the Sock Witchery podcast, and I believe she was talking about this book. It's called A Treasure of Knitting Patterns. So I have one sock design out right now on Ravelry. It is called the Road Trip Socks. And I loved, who I never thought I would be a knitwear designer, like a designer of anything. I just didn't think I had it in me. I didn't think I was creative enough. And the idea came to me and I just kind of ran with it. And my idea was, I'm going to run with it. I'm going to do it before I get scared about what I'm doing. Because then I'll talk myself out of it. And I don't want to do that. So I was like, I'm going to just go really fast. And I loved it. And it was last summer that I published the pattern. And I really, really just have been getting that like itch, that like bug to want to design another pattern. And when Lindsay was talking about this book on her podcast, I was like, that'd be really cool. Like that would have so many good ideas. And so I bought it on Amazon. I don't know if I showed this earlier. It's by Barbara G. Walker. And so fingers crossed in the not too distant future, hopefully Dog Mom Knits will have pattern number 2 available. That'd be amazing. I would really enjoy that. I feel like I'm ready to, I just feel like I'm ready to design again. And my last acquisition is also not yarn. I am part of the Nitty Natty membership. And we have what we're calling quarterly pals. And so our pals send us like a card and a little small gift each month. And we're partnered with the same person for 3 months. And so I got my first pals gift this month. It was a card and some tea. And so this was my card. Oh my goodness. Look at the cuteness. So adorable. Christina. Oh my goodness. That's my pal, Christina. Look at that face. He's so adorable. And she sent me this bag. And it is full of tea. Like I cannot even go. I'm not going to go through them all because like we'd be here forever. But so good. So there's cinnamon vanilla, Christmas in Paris, pumpkin spice. I mean, just so good. So I'm really, really excited to just start having some of these teas in the evening while I'm sitting and knitting because, you know, I'm about to say it's a little chilly in February. It's going to be 65 degrees on Thursday. You know. So that's all my acquisitions. So if you're only here for the knitting stuff, I'm going to do a little bit of a life update and kind of what I'm reading and what I'm watching. So if you were only here for the knitting stuff, thank you so much for tuning in. So yeah, as I said earlier, I am rereading the Maggie Sefton series. I think I'm on the 4th book. Might be the 5th book. But I'm really, really enjoying the series. It's just a fun read for me. If you like cozy mysteries, and you're a knitter, it's kind of, you know, definitely check it out. I enjoy it. So, I've been watching, Castle. I talked about that last podcast. I'm closing into the end of that series. So if you have any suggestions for what I should watch next, just leave it in the comment below. Leave a comment below because yeah, I'm looking for my next show after Castle. We finally got snow, last weekend. So, well, I guess 2 weekends ago and this past weekend, it snowed on Friday night, both weekends. We didn't get a ton of snow, but we got enough that it was beautiful and white and sparkly and I loved it. And yeah, so I will make sure at the end of this video that I put in some pictures of the snow and of Finley. Again, she's our almost 1-year-old puppy, playing in the snow. It was Finley's first snow and she seemed to enjoy it. She seemed to like it. She liked going outside and having Sean throw, snowballs at her and try to figure out where they went. And then, I'll try to put a picture in, but she had Sean chasing her around the backyard and she would hide underneath a hydrangea bush and then go running out and run around again and then go back under the hydrangea bush. And it was really cute. It was just adorable. Oh my gosh. Well, everything she does is adorable, but except chew yarn. Maybe she's not adorable when she chews yarn. But every other time, every other part of the day, she's adorable. Bandit and Copper are kind of like a take it or leave it when it comes to snow. They don't hate it. They don't like it. They just go outside, do what they need to do and come right back in and go back to sleep. Bandit does tend to bring in half of the snow with him because he's a long-haired dachshund. And so he comes in and there's like snow all on his belly and on his paws, and Sean has to like really rub him down with a towel in order to knock all of the snow off, which he's totally fine with because he loves that. So yes, he's fine. And then, so this next week we have 2 pretty major birthdays going on in this house. Sean's birthday is this coming Wednesday, February 2nd. And that is a really big day for me because I love celebrating his birthday and he doesn't really like it. Not that he doesn't like celebrating his birthday, but he just doesn't, you know, he doesn't like being the center of attention. He doesn't like having a lot of attention put on him. So, yeah, so he's not a huge fan of his birthday, but that's okay. Because I'm a huge fan of his birthday, so party it up. And then Finley, our puppy, turns 1 on February 9th, which is next Wednesday. And yeah, that'll be pretty fun to have. We've never had a puppy. We've only ever had pound puppies, dogs that we've gotten as rescues. And so it'll be pretty cool to actually celebrate like her first birthday. And then, yeah, just more school. School all the time. And that's okay, because I love my job and I love my kids and they make me smile and they warm my heart. And so they make work feel a little bit less like work. So, well, I have been talking for, it says 45 minutes. Oh my goodness. 45 minutes, really? I'm going to go and knit the toe of my carrot cake socks and get that posted as my entry to the January Desert Vista Dye Works thread, and make sure that I am ready for school tomorrow. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode. Please leave a comment down below and just say hi or what your recommendations are for what to watch after Castle. But I just really appreciate you all being here and embracing me and welcoming me into the into this part of the knitting community. It just means so much to me. So I hope you all have a blessed and wonderful week. I will see you in 2 weeks. And again, thank you so much for watching. Happy knitting!